Alright, it's Thanksgiving. We just got done having dinner with the family. Now we're at Kiwanis Park. I was hoping to get here a little bit earlier to see the sunset. The sky is beautiful right now. Got a lot of the pink streaks. You see a lot in these sunsets this time of year in Arizona. Man, let's go take a walk. I was hoping to maybe see more of the sunset, but the sunset too early here. It's 5:37 p.m. It gets dark really early now. There's a really steep hill. We're gonna have to take this sideways. Didn't know if I was gonna get a video this week or not. We didn't end up going to the car show this week, or this year. Last year was kind of a disappointment. Because of the disappointment, we decided not to go again this year. But we'll see if we hear new stuff about it next year. Maybe we'll go then. But who knows? A lot of people are having picnics out here for Thanksgiving. Smell a lot of barbecue. It's pretty good. Kiwanis Park is, I think it's the biggest park in Tempe, like actual park. Tempe Beach Park is pretty big too, but I don't know if I really count all that area as being part of the park. This is actually dedicated park, so over here we have a lot of downed trees because of the microburst that happened several weeks ago, almost a month ago at this point. Here's some of the remnants of that. Looks like there's downed trees all throughout the park. Looks like that this one was a pine tree. You can kind of tell that because of the bark. Ponderosa pine. Alright, we're going to cross the street, but we're going to do it in a weird way. We're not actually going to walk across. We're going to go underneath the bridge. Over there's the large playground. They actually did remodel some of the areas in the north side of the park out here, but it's kind of a far walk over there. Maybe we should just go that way. We're already almost there. We can always loop back around the lake. I'll try to avoid people as best I can. Don't want to interrupt them in their family times. It's nice outside right now. It's like in the high 60s right now. It'll probably dip down into the high 40s at night. Degrees Fahrenheit, by the way. So a lot of these ramadas, you can actually rent them out. And it looks like a lot of people did that for their Thanksgiving party. Would be a good thing to do if you lived in the neighborhood right next to this place, instead of having to get everyone having a mess at your house. Just walk across the street and go to the big park. This is Kiwanis Lake. Somebody lost their volleyball out in the middle of the water, it looks like. Ducks are on the other edge. Someone's feeding them bread, so they're all over there. We don't have a lot of ducks this time of year. Many of them start to migrate and go south. Moving right along. I can kind of see the new stuff they have over there. There's a giant tent. My allergies have been killing me lately. So apologize for the throat clearing. My nose is running. A lot of flowers and stuff right now. We've just got done with a couple weeks of rain, actually. It's been really wet lately. There's people along the outside edge of the lake, and the walkway is way over there, so we're gonna blaze a trail and go straight. Might be able to hear some grass action as I'm walking on this slightly crispy grass. This time of year you kind of get the grass starting to turn yellow like this as it starts to cool down. Many parks and places will actually reseed during the winter and switch out the seeds here for a more wintry based type of grass. So you might see transitions like that happen. It's kind of expensive to do though, so not a lot of places do it, especially a large park like this. So this will most likely stay summertime grass for the whole year round. This means that the grass here is going to turn brown. Much of it will. There'll still be some stuff that stays green, but you hear a lot of ducks quacking across the street. There's people fishing. This is a popular fishing lake in Tempe. A lot of people like to fish here. Types of fish here you can get are sunfish, crappie, and trout. Those are the things that are stocked mostly, I think. The crappie just reproduce like crazy. Or the trout gets stocked. It's kind of cool if you ever show up during the time when they're stocking the fish. They come in like almost like a dump truck. Sometimes it's almost like a cement truck, and they just dump them right in. Here's some ducks. Fighting for territory. Oh, I guess I would be good to point at the ducks. I wasn't looking at the screen. I'm not on it right now. My bad. Now you should be able to see some of the ducks. There is like 7 down trees up here. That microburst was powerful. Here in the desert, microburst storms it's almost like a tornado, but it doesn't quite hit the ground. It's just very extreme high winds in certain areas. This area, pretty much all the way to the north. So every tree and thing that's up in this direction here was at risk of getting hit by this microburst. So all the ones up along the street were all overturned and broken. There were some parking lots where every single tree was down. Pretty crazy. Here's the boat launch area. I'm not sure what the requirements are to launch your own boats. I think they mostly use that for like kayaks and stuff when they do classes and the schools come out here to practice. Here's the rental boats. All paddle boats. There's a couple kayaks up there, or maybe those are canoes. I think those are canoes. Alright, we're here. This area has been completely redesigned, and I haven't been to this part of the park yet. It's been up for about a year and a half now. So it's been up for a while. I just haven't been over here. This playground might have been here. They might have just put the shade on it, but there's supposed to be a new, like, animal area. This is the North Shore. What's this purple thing here? I thought it would make noise or something. Doesn't appear to be. The ground here is a little rough. They put this rubberized stuff here. Oops. Trying to point down, but it won't point down anymore. So it's kind of spongy. It's relatively expensive. It's like recycled tires. Not good here in the desert though, because of all the sun we get, so it dries out and cracks and starts to peel. Doesn't help that this is in a kids area, so most likely kids are going to be picking at it. So here we're under the big tent. It's got all these lights on it. So this looks like it was probably the original playground. They just put this new structure over top of it so that more people can kind of use it during regular season. So here's a security tower. I think this is deployed by the Tempe Rangers, which is a new group of park enforcement individuals that they assigned to parks to prevent the homeless from sleeping and sitting and doing bad stuff in the parks. This area used to be completely overrun by homeless, but now that they put this tower here, they're monitoring everybody. Things have cleaned up nicely. Over here's the splash pad. It also has a shade over top of it. This area is new, I believe. So this is ran for about maybe 1.5 seasons. On the top up here, there's like this big sprinkler line, so it's like constantly like raining up in this area. In addition to all the poles. Not sure if those are speakers up there. Looks like there's lights on the pole, but I can't tell if those are speakers or not. They're these little blue things here. Not sure why there would be speakers on it. So this stuff is a little bit of a new stuff. Most of the other new stuff is over here. This field is usually where they do the the movies in the park. So usually around this time of year, on every Friday, from like August until like Christmas, they have a big inflatable projector that they put out here, and they play free movies for everyone in the park. And there's a whole bunch of like little pop-up stands. I think they sell like candy and food trucks and stuff. Just a thing to kind of encourage people to get out to meet your neighbors and just be generally out in the public. Allows your kids to all play together like a community get together. I've only gone like once. I don't have any animals, so I don't know if I'll be going in here, and I don't want to accidentally get bit by anything. But we can at least walk up to it and see what we're looking at. Maybe walk around the outside perimeter. Let's see what this area is all about. This is our brand new dog park. This area is relatively new. I think it's less than a year actually. But there's different pod enclosures that you can go do stuff with your dog. And there's little like events, seesaws and stuff. We got some visitors seeing what's going on. But there's like designated areas for each type of dog. Like the larger dogs, the small dogs. Looks like a lot of the trees in this playpen actually got knocked over during the microburst. And one of them ended up taking out the bench. Must have fallen on top of the bench and the bench went. So this is definitely a lot more elaborate compared to most other dog parks in Arizona here. Many of the other dog parks is just like a little 3-foot wall. It's around a patch of grass. This actually has some playthings for the animals and a large social area where they can easily run pretty far. Like you'd be able to probably play fetch or frisbee in there. Have a good time with the dog. I don't own a dog myself. I hear ducks. Oh, they're flying, okay. I was just hearing some ducks and I'm like, is there ducks in the bush? Now we're out along Baseline Road here. It is Thanksgiving evening, so there's still quite a lot of people on the road. Many of them are probably already going home, as many people have already had their dinners. Here's the back side of the large dog enclosure. There's a down street light. I don't know if that was because the microburst or because somebody hit it. Here's the medium dog enclosure. Quite a few animals in there. Indian motorcycle. I think that's an Indian. Sounded like one. Sounds a little different than a Harley Davidson. Might be a Harley, but I don't know. Here could be our marquee, I guess. Try to get it in the angle here. Make that our shot for the video. Next week, my family's getting some sort of like fitness thing, and my mom's been raving about this thing. And she wants me to video us putting it together. So on Saturday, I gotta go over there and we gotta see what this thing is. I don't exactly know what fitness thing it is, but it's some sort of all-in-one like fitness machine type thing. And she's been excited for it for a while. So we'll watch us put it together next week. That's the planned video unless something else cool comes up. Here's the back of the medium dog enclosure. Dogs running around having fun. A lot of dog poop around here. We're probably going to turn this way. You have this really nice dog enclosure, and then there's dog crap all over the outside of it. I was dodging landmines all over the place. Kind of sad. You'd think that pet owners would be more responsible than they are. Alright, it's well into the nighttime now. So many of the areas that weren't illuminated are starting to get a little dark. We'll walk back across the other side of the lake. And we might go see the other playground. Maybe. We've been there before. I don't think much has changed over there. This is all the new stuff over here. The tax dollars at work. It's a nice park. Plenty of open space, lots of trees and grass. It gets you out of that desert biome. Tempe likes to brag and say that they have a park every single mile, so a mile in any direction in Tempe, you should be able to see or go to a park. That's a statistic that they told us at one of the other park openings that I went to a while back. I think I videoed it. I can't remember at this point. Been to a lot of different parks. Many different places. I think I have over 100 videos now. I've been doing this for a while. When you enjoy what you're doing, you don't really see it as a burden. We're gonna head around the other side here. Whatever they're cooking, it smells good. Alright, so this is the North Kiwanis Park area. Now we're going to head over to the eastern side here, heading towards the south of the lake here. We get to see a little bit of the difference of how it looked during the day versus how it looks at night. Here's some nighttime ducks. Man, that's a big dog. That one duck is like twice the size of all the other ducks around him. He's like the alpha duck. We've kind of deviated from the walkway a little bit. This is usually the area where they have the free fishing day event. I think usually twice a year they have like a large event here where they overstock the fish. And then they have like a fishing tournament. And they have a whole bunch of different categories of people, like kids, adults, babies. And you have, like, throughout the day, the tournament usually starts at like 8 in the morning, and it usually goes to like 1. And then between 1 and 3, I think, is when they do the prizes and stuff. So at any point in time through that, you gotta go fishing. And whoever gets the largest fish in that time gets a prize. There's other rules too. I think there's only specific types of lures you can use and tactics. So you can't just throw a net out there. But they usually have a lot of like outdoorsy type people here. A lot of sponsorships by like Cabela's and Bass Pro Shop. Lots of sales of stuff like tackle boxes and fishing poles. I think me and my brother won a Thomas the Tank Engine fishing pole a long time ago. That was one of the things we won. We won that, and then we entered the raffle because everybody got like a free ticket, but then you could buy tickets if you wanted. And me and my brother won yo-yos. They were like aluminum yo-yos. One of them was silver, that was my brother's, and then mine was blue. We had fun with those things. It's kind of sad that you give those yo-yos, because they were like fancier type ones to amateurs. So yeah, me and my brother probably destroyed those things. The string was too long, so you'd throw it down on the ground and cling! It hits the ground because it's too long. Because it's designed for like adults. Here's the fill port. This area controls the water level in the lake. And this is also where they dump the trouts. I think they pull the truck up over here. And they try to put the trout somewhere close to where the new water's rolling in at. Because they're probably starved for oxygen during their car trip. And they're trying to get them some good oxygen before they go out into the lake, because there could be other predator fish out there that are waiting to jump them. So if you get them oxygenated right before they get in, they have a little better chance of survival. And I think there are bass and catfish in here too. They're just not as prominent. I don't believe that they're actively stocked, but they inadvertently get mixed in with all the other fish that they put in here. And because of that, they introduce them in here. So the ones that are in here repopulate in here. There's a whole bunch of ducks sitting out over here. It's kind of dark on this side. Coming up to a large party. They got music going. It was a mistake to bring my jacket. I thought it was going to be colder. I'm burning up. Smells good. Smells some good food in the air. Thanksgiving extravaganza. Having a good time. So here's the south side of the lake. We were on the north edge. Looks a little different than how it saw earlier. They have plenty of lights here, but they're just all blocked by trees. So the trees provide good shade during the day, but block a large amount of the light during the night. So it makes street lights or park lights extra ineffective. We could just call the video here, but I think we're going to the bridge here. We'll see what's on the other side. So we're right back around where we were when we started. Now we're to the overpass area. So up above us here is All American Way. It's the street that runs over to the Kiwanis Recreation Center. But below it, there's actually a walkway going underneath it to the other side of the park. So you don't actually have to walk over the street there, across the street to get it. You can actually walk below the street to get there. Pretty well lit. Sounds pretty cool. It's a pretty safe park. No graffiti in there, so that's good. Usually you'd think areas like that would have a large amount of graffiti or other stuff, but not in this place. Feels like there's a rock in my shoe. There we go, I think I got it. Uh-oh. I don't know what happened. I only heard the siren for a split second. Another down tree. Should have came over here right after the microburst. You could have seen all the trees down with the leaves on them still. Here's the main Ramada area. This is pretty much the central of the park here. Like the heart of the park. This used to be where all the big stuff was. Before they started to expand more on the north edge. Used to just be fields out there. They're actually trying to develop it. With the splash pad that they put. And all the other stuff. Oh, looks like they got the zip line working. Maybe we can attempt that. I don't know if I can do this one-handed, because I have to hold Osmo in my other hand. We'll see. Kids are playing on it right now. I don't want to go kick them off. I might be over the weight limit on the thing. And that guy looks like he's trying it. He looks like he weighs more than me. Oh, dang. He almost made it all the way back. That's actually kind of funny. This is the main park right here. Last time we were here, there's some sort of weather thing here. Looks like it's been taken down. They left a large amount of the other stuff there, though. For some reason. This is new. pretty tall. This could be a marquee shot too. We'll see. There's some Hot Wheels cars I almost stepped on. They have a lot more toys here than I remember when I was a kid. They didn't have no dolly houses. They had these things. These things get super hot during the summer. As in, you don't want to be on it. Your little kid legs will burn. Here's a giant fire truck. It's on springs. We're gonna jump on it. Oh, it's a lot more sturdy than I thought it was gonna be. Ooh. I was expecting it to be more wobbly. Kind of disappointed. This place actually still has sand in it. Most playgrounds in Arizona have adopted more of this rubber stuff. Because it's better. Doesn't blow in the wind, doesn't get all over everything. Less mess. Each one of these I noticed has its own shade with a light on it. Notice that each of these kind of have their own theme. I was looking at this disc here. I thought it was able to go freely, but it's actually locked to the ground. Be interesting for a little kid to have it. Probably won't be able to go on the zip line today.
Did you see the fish?
This is part of the reason why they don't want to put sand out here, because it all blows into the walkway. Ah! So that's a zip line. If it was a little less populated here, I might be able to do it. Over here are the baseball fields. No events right now. So where they do like the club teams, and you can actually sign up for lessons, and they do like a baseball learning camps. They even have like adult teams there too. They play softball and things like that. Part of what I find surprising right now is nobody's playing volleyball. There's usually always people playing volleyball here. So it's kind of strange that nobody's playing right now. This does make it so we're able to actually walk up on there without too much issue. Sand is shallow. Hard surface below sand. Inspect before playing. Play accordingly. Don't know what they mean by play accordingly. Like according to the sand. The pattern on the sand is kind of cool. You can see a lot of deep marks if people have been really digging into the sand. It could stand to have a sand rake go through here. This sand is noticeably a lot softer than the playground sand, so I think it's a different type. It has all these little dimples on it, so those are raindrop imprints. Somebody was playing on here because you can kind of see that they attempted to put the border back by dragging their feet all the way around the outside edge. These are actually pro beach volleyball nets. The real things. The sand on this side is a lot drier. I think you can trigger the sprinklers by hitting the button. I hope I don't get wet, but we'll see. Let's try it. Ah, it does work. This keeps the dust down. It also gives the sand a little bit more grip to it. Because the soft sand that I'm standing on right here is really loose and it shifts very easily. Versus the wet sand, which is more clumped together, which you can definitely feel a lot more grip to it. And it also packs down better too. It's like after you've stepped on it a couple times, this is pretty solid now. Versus the dry sand, it doesn't really do that. Now I got sand in my shoes. That's gonna be annoying for a while. I go home and take my shoes off and dump a big bucket of sand all over the place. So yeah, the sprinkler works. Just press the button to trigger it. I don't know why the lights aren't on. Maybe there's a way to turn the lights on. Reservations have high priority. All courts may be reserved between these times. The Reuben Romero picnic area has additional reservable slots, but no open plays allowed there. Sponsor leagues and events take authority. Push buttons for lights on. There we go. We should have hit this on the other side. Then we would have been able to see. It's a pretty fancy park amenity. I don't know how long this runs the water for. I believe it's on a timer. It looks like people have been doing this because the other sides look like they're wet already. Well, now that the lights are on, there might actually be people that come over here. They might not know that it's available because the lights weren't on. Sometimes I'm surprised they don't have as pickleball courts. In Kiwanis Park Recreation Center, they have a large amount of tennis courts. But some restriction keeps them from converting them over to pickleball courts. They're all like officially sanctioned league, regulated, like they're actually certified tennis courts. And they were well renowned for their tennis courts for a long time. I believe they've been beaten by places in Scottsdale and fancier places as they've grown out. But when this place first opened in like I think it was like the 70s or the 80s even, it was state of the art for the time. Here's the Sister City Garden. Not a lot of action right now. All the flags are down. Don't exactly know the whole history behind the Sister Cities program, but there's other cities throughout the world that are kind of in relation to Tempe. I don't know how they're connected, but they all share cultures and things, and they do events at each other's cities in celebration of each other. I've never been to one of those sister city events. Alright, so we did a lot of walking. There's probably almost 4 miles of walking, maybe. Because I think it's around 3.5 miles all the way to the North Shore and back. Maybe it's less than that, I don't know. You know, actually that might be less. I'm thinking Tempe Town Lake. That's around 3.7 miles, and that's pretty far. So we've maybe gone maybe like 1.5, maybe 2 miles. I don't know. I'm not a good person to measure distance. But anyway, that's Kiwanis Park on Thanksgiving evening. Hopefully we got some cool sights and sounds on that. Again, sorry about the ducks thing earlier. Telling you guys all about the ducks and I have it pointed at my face. No one wants to see myself. Climbing in the car here. Get everything all situated. We do the outro. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Leave likes and comments, subscribes and all that stuff. And see you guys next week for some more binaural recording sights and sounds. Be hosted. Next week we might have the fitness machine set up. I don't know exactly what it is. I'll find out Saturday. If it's not a good video, I might just skip it and we might do something else. It's probably going to be another dark parking lot walk. Maybe a park walk. I don't know. Should have some time off coming up soon so we can go do some actual stuff instead of all this inner city stuff that's not very interesting to watch. But hopefully you guys like this one. See you guys next week for another video. Bye for now.